Welcome back, everyone, to Marty Bush Reserve here for the 2025 V-Line Cup. We've got the Division 2 boys matchup between the Goulburn Murray Bush Rangers and the Bendigo Pioneers. Pioneers winning the toss through Harvey Keating, electing to go to the left of your dial, which seems as though is the favourable scoring end, or at least the wind is going that way. We just had the girls' match finish up. Bendigo winning that one by 52 points. Congratulations to Harper Delamere, getting the BOG medal as straight out of the middle. Pioneers looking to add some instant impact onto the scoreboard. Just couldn't quite hold on to the mark, though. Good Clem Harris. Either way, a dazzling start to this contest. Or it might have been Bentley Geary, I believe it was. He's isolated in the goal square at the moment, so it'll be thrown up. 30 from home here for the Pioneers. Getting the clearance battle won early stages. Pearson somehow getting the handball away, but cooked his teammate with the handball. Well done from Goulburn Murray, getting it back in the hands of the skipper, Lloyd Ackers. Also represented Goulburn Valley Grammar in the Division 2 Herald Sun Shield only a few weeks back, so he's had plenty of action through AFL Victoria. It'll be coming back inside. Favourable bounce, but then just lost the footy. He goes to the soccer off the deck there, did Morecambe. Probably could have gone for the ground ball get and ran into goals. Advantage will be paid. And Carmichael, there we go. A little bit of confusion initially, but Xavier Carmichael out of Echuca gets the goal in the opening minutes of this contest. Straight out of the centre clearance. They're able to lock it in their forward half of the ground. And Xavier Carmichael finishing off the job after the advantage was paid. Under 16 representative player for the Goulburn Murray League. Plays his footy with South Bendigo. Already 179 centimetres. One straight six. The scoreboard now has Bendigo as the home side. Crowd asking for ball and getting it. They're finding their voice here in the sideline. It's great to see. Well done in defence. I believe that was Henry Strang. Kick not quite as good though, so as I was saying before, just a quick wrap-up on that girls' matchup. It was Bendigo by 52 points. Harper Dalmere winning the BOG medal. She kicked a couple of goals, set up pretty much everything else, and of course wonderful that it's the best on ground for both teams. And the Goulburn Murray Bushrangers, it was the number 11 Madeline Price who was under siege all day in defence, and well deserved there. So inside a forward 50 or just outside, and yet again the fly from the Bendigo defenders coming up Trump's early stages. Jamison Wesley out of Sandhurst into the middle. A nice chain building here for the Bendigo Pioneers. Nate Pretty. Next one down the line. It's just been a straight ball the whole way through. Can they finish off the job? Just a couple of those kicks falling a little bit short. A lot of players sitting atop this footy. So Bendigo have already got the first through Carmichael. Well done. Quick work there from Caleb Russell through hand for Goulburn Murray. Advancing one on the outer side here at Marty Bush Reserve. Good bit of run and dash shown from Riley Moore. It looked as though as the opposition were going to get it, but he just came swooping in from nowhere, and it'll be thrown back into play slightly forward to centre wing here for the Pioneers. Had some churning out some top end talent in recent years of the Bendigo Pioneers. Country lads do it better. Hard to believe some of these boys are playing an under 15 competition. There's some big feet stoppages. It was Ackers, one lane the tackle, who's probably been the shining light so far for Goulburn Murray. Thrown back up, doing the ruck work. There was Muskie involved in the play as well. Sol Frost. Oh, that's a dangerous kick back in towards the corridor. Can the Pioneers capitalise? High contact free kick. So it will stay in the hands of the Bendigo Pioneers, who are dominating early stages. It was Levi Geister. Can they run onto this one? The ball just popped up at the last second there for McDowell. Taken over the line from the defence of Caden McGee. There's the wind. He's picking up yet again here at Marty Bush Reserve. There's the 76th edition. Big thanks to V-Line as well for being the major sponsor of this cup. It's very important that we have sponsors that back these type of competitions to further the development. Well done in the ruck there from Strang. Just couldn't quite find his teammate as the ball just slipping out of the hands of Goulburn Murray. And it's going to be a jam-packed 3 days of action in Ballarat. Of course, it'll be all live from Mars Stadium tomorrow, and then on Wednesday, it'll be spread out amongst all the grounds yet again. Here at the beautiful Marty Bush Reserve. It's just been a bit of a stalemate the past few minutes since that opening goal. Just a few repeat stoppages. Teams just working things out at the moment. Ackers, the skipper, taking in the tackle in the best 6 times from 11 games to the Shepparton Swans this year. Dominating at the local level, uncontested in the ruck. Snap around the corners. Are going to have the journey. You betcha. Lovely finish. Pioneers get the first 2 of this game. Out of the stoppage yet again. That's where they've looked most damaging. And he comes off for a well-rested break on the interchange. Does Lucas Sinclair. Great finish. Lucas Sinclair out of Mildura. He's had the 16 goals from his 20 games this year. Was involved in a grand final for Mildura. He was named in the best. Unfortunately, they couldn't get the chockies that day, but still a wonderful achievement to be noted as one of the best players in the big dance and finish off the job with a lovely major there. And they're going to get another clearance. It's winning it at the coalface, attacking the footy from O'Connell. Ball just dropped a little bit short. We've seen that throughout the day. High tackle. Bit of reprieve for Goulburn. haven't been able to have a lot of the footy at the early stages. Levi Pirtle out of the Mulwala Football Club. Apologies if I'm butchering some of those names. Seen throughout the girls' game, a lot of the play was sort of deadlocked in this area. So 2 straight 12 thanks to singles from Lucas Sinclair and Xavier Carmichael out of the stoppage. Some good finishes. Carmichael took the advantage actually after the free kick. That's where they've looked damaging. Can Goulburn Murray get some counter-attack going? Well worked out from Tamish on ground level. Just scoop that handball out nicely. This is about as promising as it's looked so far for the Bushrangers. Bouncing ball inside forward 50. Nice little spin out of the pack. Gave off the handball. The snap around from Freer. It's gone high. It's gone through. Fantastic work as well from Maxwell Hewitt. It was a tough ball to read. A little spin around, and then he gave it off to his mate who finished off the job, and Freer with a fantastic goal and a well-needed one too. Bendigo were really starting to get on top of this game. There's Kobe Freer with a good finish. He had the 3 goals in his 2 games representing the Goulburn Murray Footy League. He did have a bag of 12 goals against Echuca earlier in the season, did Kobe Freer, so he might just get on at the end of several when it's all said and done, and all of a sudden we know how quickly momentum can shift in footy. Took on the tackle. He got the shot away. This would be some kind of goal from Derby Hall, but it's just pulled up a little bit short. That would have been a fantastic moment. Just put him on his backside, belted it from 50, but the wind ensuring that football didn't sail through. First blemish of the day. 117. Goulburn Murray Bushrangers have just turned the tide here, although the kick inside will be coming straight back out. A fantastic bit of vision, even better kick to pull it off to Gill. And within a blink of an eye, the Bendigo Pioneers bursting to the middle of Marty Bush Reserve. 1-on-1 contest just outside the goal square. Chest mark taken from Charlie Dickens. Great football. The counter-attack punch. And that kick into the middle was absolutely beautiful to find Gill. Charlie Dickens now. Tight-ish angle here at Muddy Bush Reserve to get the instant response after Goulburn finally got one. And there we go. Just a nice approach to goal. Didn't have to kick the skin out of it. Just popped it over the top. And they got the kicking boots on today. Do the boys in blue from Bendigo. 3 straight 18 plays 1-1-7. Entertaining match up here for this Division 2 V-Line Cup. Austin Kruger live on the YouTube broadcast. Got a number of games happening throughout the day. There's no place you'd rather be than Marty Bush Reserve, I say. We're going to have a night game as well. It's going to be very exciting for the Division 1 boys players. So back in the middle, there's Mellington. Couldn't quite break the tackle. Pioneers trying to burst out, little spin out. Ball in dispute on ground level. Umpire might be forced to intervene and throw it up just outside the centre circle, slightly in favour of Goulburn's territory. It's probably one of the smaller grounds that the boys will be playing on throughout the V-Line Cup. Fantastic work there. Can he get his second here? Kobe Freer from 50 out, not quite. It was Pirtle that set him up with the handball. There's been some nice little chains, but he had a little bit more time than he initially thought. As they say in the classics, not a bad result. Boundary throw in. They can keep it locked in there for forward 50. So doing the ruck work, Maxwell Hewitt here for Goulburn Murray. Trying to peg one back, but they've been good in defence for the most part. Although the handball there from Darcy Pritchard just not quite hitting the sweet spot and going out of bounds. So repeat stoppage inside forward 50 for the Bushies. And some wonderful talent come out of the V-Line Cup over the years. 76 edition. Don't know who it's going to be, but we've seen time and time and year after year that this competition does produce some of the best talent in the country. Oh, Nilly was trying to find Darby Hall with a very quick little snap. But yet again, the interception from the Pioneers, and we've seen him burst away off half-back on one occasion already and get a goal through it. Although Spring couldn't quite find his teammate. Ball now in dispute in the middle. We see just how quickly the Pioneers can get territory when it feels like Goulburn really have to fight for their inside forward 50s. McDowell had a fly, doing the defending McGee as he's had a couple of tough contests. There's some tall timber in the Bendigo forward line. Katie McGee. He's still 180 centimetres, which is nothing to scoff at, but some of the boys he's going up against. There's going to be McGee in the ruck as well. Shepparton United Pioneers. Here we go. Snap from the wrong side of the body. Just misses. (3-1-19). First blemish for the Pioneers, and that ball just floated over the top at the last second, allowing Oscar Greenwood to take the mark. He's pointing to the top of the square. They've got players streaming back. That's where Greenwood will go. The tall timber all going to have a flight. Nearly well defended in the end, though. Not out of trouble. Sinclair, he's going to pass it off instead. A bit of 1-2 action for his second. Snaps it around. Well done in defence. Desperation there. It was Pirtle, I believe. But it's going to slip out to this man yet again, who's just had a chunk of the footy, was getting tackled, still got the handball away. Well done to get the kick from Keating into the goal square. McGee with another defensive moment, but the pressure applied, forcing that kick out of bounds. Good sportsmanship shown, though, from Sinclair, just helping up the opposing player, McGee. We'd love to see that here for the V-Line Cup. And right in front of us here, Oscar Greenwood will line up. 59 goals he's kicked from 13 games at local level this year. So he's a noted goal scorer, but he's just swinging a little bit too much. So a couple behinds in a row. They kicked first two of the game. Goulburn got the next. We're able to reply with another. There were 3 straight and 2 behind since. McGee will take it out of the defensive goal square, trying to get some territory going. A lot of players in and around the football. It'll be tough to win it out. Gibson, and he was taking it out the footy. A little bit too much there from Keating. Crowd making some noise, building an atmosphere here at Marty Bush Reserve. If you're in the area, get on down to Ballarat. Well, Sebastopol were in. I was touched off the boot. Not sure if anyone was aware of it. Touched, yes. Well done from the umpire, the officiating umpire there. Centering ball just a little bit too hot for Bruton. It was a kick from Levi Brown as well. Giving away a free kick. They'll take the advantage through Bruton. Coughed up the mark initially. Not enough on it there. Was able to slip past one. Good chain building. Now Caleb Russell, who's just been stripped of the footy. Well done in defence yet again from the Pioneers. Paddy O'Brien. That's about the most Irish name I've ever heard. Anyway, Noah Pearson inside forward 50 towards Gill. Good mark. Instantly getting up, looking for the next option, and rightly so, because they've got players streaming past in numbers and 3 behinds on the trot for the Bendigo Pioneers after they kicked the first 3 without missing. Ken McGee chipping this one to Ackers. He's way too overzealous there. Or was it a push? Yeah, it was a push. Apologies. Hugo Warren, who's also plays. And he's just given him a little bit of a. It wasn't much of a chop, to be quite honest. That could have been a 50-metre penalty. Apologies. That was Gibson getting the kick away. This game just starting to fire up a touch. 21 plays 7. Pioneers have looked like the better side, but haven't probably capitalised as much as they could, considering... Oh, wonderful stuff yet again, although the handball, he just absolutely missed it. There's Carmichael. So thrown up slightly forward to centre wing here for the Pioneers. Over the top, the tap from Pearson. Nearly got the front position in the acrobatic mark from Wesley. Couldn't quite. Well done, though, from Bruton. Goulburn just lacking a little bit of cleanliness on ground level. He's been taken in the 360. Couldn't get rid of the footy. Also, we'll throw it back up out of sight. Making the move into the ruck, Tyson Muskie for Goulburn. Now laying the tackle to the Bushrangers. Bit of push and shove. The two rucks. A hammer fist from Pearson. He stood out today. There he is on ground level trying to do the dirty work. Was he sat on top? Yes, he was. Pushing the back for a kick. Going to the Bendigo Pioneers. 2025 V-Line Cup. Goes back inboards to Carmichael. As the Winds just sailed that one nearly to the advantage here. He's got to be clean on ground level. Couldn't quite on the first attempt. Happy to just absorb the contact. Well done from Jet Smith. Knew not to try and let that Sharon out. He didn't have prior. So smart footy against a much bigger opponent too. There's some big lads out there for Bendigo. Goulburn just holding on at the moment. The left of your dial has been the scoring end throughout the day, so it'll be interesting to see what happens in the second quarter. The crowd just screaming here on the sidelines. The skipper sending them forward. Knackers. Handball over the top now to Jet Smith. Can he put the Jets on? He'll go the handball back to Kobe Freer, who has got the sole goal. The Goulburn Murray Bushrangers. They've been able to create the turnover yet again, involved in the play. Carmichael. Well done. Great grab. Good attack on the football from Gill. He's had a couple of those. 50 metres. As I mentioned, he's had a couple of those, Gill, where he's just thrusted upon the contest. Oh, lovely kick. Just saw it coming. And has been lively. As this young man, Lucas Sinclair, got the first goal of the game. Nearly kicked his second about 5 or so ago. Right in front of us, he went for that snap that he just took a little bit. Interesting to see what he's going to do here. He's going to like to go the drop punt by the seams of it, which we love to see. A little left foot dinker, swings it back beautifully. I'll wait for the official call, but yes, he's got it. Lucas Sinclair gets his second. Just used the wind nicely there. We always love to see the drop punt from a spot of the ground where even AFL players go for the snap. So Lucas Sinclair with his second. Quarter time, Siren Sounds, entertaining one. 4-3-27. The Bendigo Pioneers 1-1-7. Goulburn Murray Bushrangers will have a short break before we come back for the second term. Quarter time done and dusted here for the 2025 V-Lane Cup Division 2 boys matchup. Bendigo Pioneers, the dominant first quarter, 4-3-27, leading the Goulburn Murray Bushrangers 1-1-7. Lucas Sinclair with 2 goals there for the Pioneers. Xavier Carmichael with the other. Apologies, didn't tick down the other one. I will confirm with you shortly. For the Goulburn Murray Bushrangers, we'll hold that thought for just a sec, because bursting down to the middle there was Oliver Spring, who's had a good couple of moments. Speaking of good moments, this young man, Caden McGee, has come up trumps in defence on numerous occasions, been the saving grace for them. It's an absolute dart of a kick, just couldn't hold on to the mark though, could Caleb Russell. Only goal scorer for the Pioneers was Kobe Freer. Here's the big Tyson Muskie. 14 years of age. How's that for a grab? Excellent from Kobe Freer. Got the goal to get them going in this match. They've got a couple of players streaming back in towards goal. Oh, lovely bit of forward craft. Levi Brown. Just a sec there. It looked like that maybe he'd gone a little bit too much into the goal square. Came back in. Some good body work. Good forward craft, as I said. Levi Brown will line up. He did kick 2 goals in the grand final victory for Seymour over the Alexandra Rebels, so he doesn't mind these kind of moments. Pretty much straight in front here for the Goulburn Murray Bushrangers. Liked it straight off the boot. The goal umpire, just watch that one sail over the cap. A good start to the second term for the Bushies. So Levi Brown. 36 goals in 15 games this season. 13 bests for the Seymour Lions. As I said, 2 goals in the granny as well. And it's just grabbing that one straight out of the ruck. Dickens, you don't often see that in the centre clearance hit-outs, but they've seen a bit of everything today. Inside forward 50, Levi Geister. All the Levi's getting in on the action. Might just take it amongst himself, Noah Pearson, but he'll pop it into the pocket instead, and well spoiled from behind. Four 3-27, 2-1-13. So, in a high scoring, we've seen some individual brilliance, some lovely team chains, especially from Bendigo. Just bouncing off half-back a couple of times in that first term. Then they nab one back at the early stages. That one's just gone straight up in the end, straight out of bounds. Kick coming there from Cooper McDowell, who has looked lively for the Pioneers. As young man will have to go retrieve the football. At least I did see one parent hook out of his car to attempt to grab that one. Called a game at I'll be calling to Mars tomorrow under the construction site. They normally got someone just waiting there to send those footies back in. Big one down the line, nearly out the back of the pack. And this young man, Oliver Spring, has just taken on a bit too much in the tackle. And it's accidentally just gone off the boot of Charlie Dickens. So well officiated not to call that one insufficient intent, just a skill error. Boundary throw-in, centre wing, broadcast side here at Muddy Bush Reserve for the V-Line Cup. It's the first matchup these boys will play in the next 3 days. There'll be over 600 athletes feature throughout the tournament. Of course, the GWV Rebels, the Geelong Falcons, South East Stingrays, Gippsland Power. We've got the NEB Bushrangers as well. North East Border, I believe that stands for. Of course, the Goulburn Murray Bushrangers and the Bendigo Pioneers, in which we are witnessing live at the moment through the YouTube stream. Hope you're enjoying the broadcast. Thrown back up, centre wing, just a couple of repeat stoppages. Dickens has done well, and then swooping in from nowhere was old Paddy O'Brien. And here we go, an opportunity. Looks like they've got the numbers here if they can work it out, but excellent work in defence from Goulburn. Just have to hope for the best with the kick. I believe it was Ackers. Now trying to run onto it was Geister, taking him out the football right in front of the umpire. So just pressing now are the Pioneers and able to chip it in a little bit too easy. And they're going to do it yet again. His eyes are darting around. He might want to play on straight away, but he'll go back onto his line. Oh, Jimmy Kelly. Out of the Swan Hill Football Club. 35 goals from 34 games between the under-15s and the Colts this year. So, very impressive 15-year-old playing at that level. For a formidable club in Swan Hill as well. Tight angle here at Muddy Bush Reserve to get him going in the second. It's hit the post. McGee on kick-out duties. We'll go for the quick 45. What's happened here? It's been a whistle. I'm not 100% sure, but either way, McGee will have to rinse and repeat and do it again. And he'll find a target again as he's done so throughout the afternoon. Frost. He's played some senior footy as well. I mean, why wouldn't you when you have a look at the sizes of some of these lads? Kobe Freer here off half back. Goulburn just trying to control some possession at the moment, doing so. Ackers. Down the line he goes to the kick. Well done from behind. He's nearly marked his own spoil. There's Mellington. Couldn't quite finish off the job. Then he was taken without the football. It was tough for the umpire to see. There's a lot of players in and around it. It's topsy-turvy, falling on top of each other. Haven't scored so far in this second of Bendigo. Just the one straight in the second quarter so far. For the Goulburn Murray Bush Rangers. That was high. Holding the ball. So Xavier Carmichael, who kicked a wonderful goal to start proceedings. Nice bit of vision, just pulled the kick in at the last second, was going to provide another option through hand, but Pearson's just decided to hold on to it. Can he find another target down the line? Great spoil, but it's not going to matter because he does get the snap away. Does Nate Preddy? He didn't get the... Oh, that's a huge collision between two teammates. A bit of friendly fire. Could Goulburn Murray capitalise? Got some numbers around the footy. Little dinky kick. Trying to put it... Oh, very unlucky bounce, really, for both sides, to be honest, but more territory for Goulburn, so you'd say they'll take the win there. It looked like that's going to be holding the ball, so it's the man who got him going here in this second term, Levi Brown. One of the forwards just lost his footing at the wrong time. Oscar Greenwood electing to keep it in. We love to see it. Oh, as he has run out of space. So very good response here from Goulburn Murray. Here in this second term, it was pretty much one-way traffic in the first. Well coached from Trent Fear, their team manager April Smith as well for Goulburn Murray. Done an excellent job. So, as the boys were just waiting for the whistle there. Play on. Inside forward 50 here for the Bushies. As he's going to go for the big flying snap. He's got a 1-on-1 inside forward 50. That football has nearly just bounced back in towards the goal. That would have been the opposite of the Stephen Milne bounce circa 2010. Sharon's doing a bit of everything today. There's some funny stuff happening here at Muddy Bush Reserve. Something in the air. There's been some great footy between these two very famous sides. Girls' game was, unfortunately for them, under much worse conditions. Beautiful tackle, was dispossessed completely. Jen Demish was the one laying the tackle. Akers. Good pressure. Maxwell Hewitt. Doesn't look pretty, but they've got it back to half forward. Toby Keedy on ground level, just trying to scoop it out. Does paddle it out of the pack. He was taken without the football. It's a contested, congested affair the last 5 or 6 minutes. Sun somewhat starting to set. Maxwell Hewitt, 14 years of age, there for Goulburn doing the ruck work. Well done. Slight little touch there from Nate Preddy. Next down the line was Mellington. His kick just let him down. He's Had some good moments, Mellington, but just a couple of kicks that he would have liked to have back. Four 28 plays 2-2-14. So an even 2-goal margin in favour of the Pioneers. Also got the BMX track out the back here at Muddy Bush Reserve, so it's a good spot for all the locals enjoying the evening under the canteen here. Lovely handle over the top. They're pressing at the moment. Feels like they deserve a goal for all of their efforts. Stripped of the football there was Wesley. As the Bushrangers, yet again, just those flying shots. Just need a little bit of luck to go their way. Not quite. 2-3-15 they move to. On kick-out duties, Greenwood. Little chip into the pocket. Greenwood will ask for it back. He's not under a hell of a lot of pressure, but Riley Moore, luckily, bounce before going out of bounds on the full. We've seen a lot of that throughout the day, just in this area of the ground. So maybe need to switch it up just a little bit because it's seemingly it's like about half of the day's just been in this part of the ground between both games. Goulburn with yet another entry. Numbers with the Pioneers going back with a fly. Didn't have the front positioning. Brought it to ground and banged through. From Levi Brown, he's got 2 in the second quarter. He's single-handedly bringing Goulburn Murray back into this contest. Although well done as well from Muskie, who was the key position play there for Goulburn. Because as I said, there was a 2-on-1 in favour of Bendigo. Muskie was going back with the flight and was trying to deal with the defensive Greenwood. And all you want your big fellas to do in those kind of scenarios is either mark the ball in, if not mark it, bring it to ground and let the smalls get to work. That's exactly what he's done. Levi Brown slots his second. 7-point margin. Just outside the centre circle. Dimesh. He did finally rip it out. The whistle had already been blown. Bailey Samuels. I believe it's the first time we've seen him in the ruck. Fresh area on the kick. It was good pressure they applied. Darby Hoare in and around it. Got a little dribbler towards Caleb Russell. Oh, lovely work. How's that? Just shrunk past Tamish. Can he do it again? Inside forward 50. Not quite. It's going to be tough there for Levi Brown. There was dealing with the likes of Greenwood and just about the tallest player out there in Darcy Pritchard, who stands at 192 centimetres out of Wentworth. Pioneers haven't had a lot of the footy in their forward half of the ground for the last little while, just absorbing a hell of a lot of contact there. Darby Hoare, he's just a little jet. He's Darby Hoare. There's a free kick awarded. The Pioneers can try. I mean, they're still in front, but the momentum is with the Bushrangers. So can they control a bit of the footy? It's a lovely kick. Harvey Keating, the captain, out of South Bendigo, 7 best from 13 games this season. He's been stellar. Into the middle of Muddy Bush Reserve, dealing a miscommunication in the marking contest. McDonald wasn't the prettiest of kicks, but it's going to work out for Jasper Morecambe, who can size them up. He'll pass it off instead. Good teamwork. And a fantastic goal just out of nowhere against the runner play. It was Gill that finished off the job. Well-deserved goal there for Ali Gill. He's presented extremely well in that first quarter in some big contests. A nice sharing of the cake there. A lot of players would have elected to size them up and go for the goals. It was Jasper Morecambe there with the goal assist. I know I probably would have just gone and tried to pull the kick in. And so we love to see the unselfish football. And I'm sure the coaches will certainly be jotting that one down in the notebooks as well. Back in the middle, good response from Bendigo just out of nowhere. Oliver Spring, he just springs up when they need him in those centre clearances. Morecambe, he's getting involved now. Now they find their hands getting involved on the football. Had to sit under it for a long time, did Oliver Spring. You can see why he's got a helmet. Carmichael down the line. We've seen some brilliant ball movement from them throughout the contest. Here's Morecambe yet again. Can he set up another? They can just damage so quickly. Getting this Pioneer side. Lucas Sinclair, who's already kicked 2. Two wonderful goals as well. Got a point to his name. So 2-1, so he's had 3 shots. 16 goals he's kicked at local level this year. It's just gone across the face. Minus score, so 2-2 for Lucas Sinclair. Tough kicking to the right of your dial by the looks of it. Ball has just been getting stopped in the wind. Strong mark. I believe it was Kirchen. On the outer side here at Moneybush Reserve. Takes a bounce. Might take another one here. The teammate's going to come in to try and provide a block. It wasn't needed in the end because he did get the kick away. Well defended from Strang with a good small. Going to try and wrap it up. And here he is yet again just popping up Levi Brown, although he couldn't weave his way out of that one. Nonetheless, good territory. Back in the way of the Bushies. Again, the hammer fist from Pearson. Been executing them quite well there in the ruck contest there. Noah Pearson out of Swan Hill. He's played for under 15 level and Colts. Premiership player this year. Coming again, a little bit more of a deft touch there. On ground level, scooped up, sent forward from that man in Noah Pearson. Tough one to read in the middle. But not for the likes of Remy O'Donnell. 2-on-1 in favour of Goulburn, and they've won it out. Quick little handball there from Bruton. He's done well to take the mark as well. He'll go for the fly at the back, but too tall. In defence, Jimmy Kelly. Slipping through the digits there of Riley Moore. Can he mop it up? Just mistimed the jump, but he brought it to ground, did O'Donnell, trying to run onto it, and he'll be pinned for holding the ball. Brown was at ground level, ready to burst away, but smartly didn't take the advantage. Muskie. Just at the last second, pressure applied from Riley Moore. Well done. Looked like the Bushies were out. High pressure game, pushing the back by the looks of it. Yep. Well officiated right in front of the umpire. Not going to get away with that one. 13-point margin nearing the end of this first half. Under 15 Division 2 matchup for this V-Line Cup. Not quite on his line. Strang wanted it to his right. Touch play on the call. Players weren't quite aware. Dickens thought he'd claim the mark. Umpire crosses the arms. Will throw it up. Muskie in the ruck up against Pearson. Two big lads. Umpire's taking a fall as well. I'll be trying to watch out. These boys have been just belting into each other. Can't imagine how they'll feel at the end of this competition. It'll go for 3 days. Little spin out from Charlie Dickens and Oliver Spring. Just slammed him into the turf. Little energizer bunny is Oliver Spring. Only 14 years of age out of the Echuca Football Club. They've given away a free kick though. I thought initially it was just going to be a boundary throw, but I believe it was called for a dangerous tackle. Just going to fall a little bit short though of Maxwell Hewitt. And here we go. The Pioneers, so dangerous. Off a couple of disposals, but well done in defence. Yet again from Cater McGee. Every time I give a player a pump up, they turn it over. Bentley Geary and a Stratfield say, taking the mark. Bit of sun starting to shine here at Moneybush Reserve. Cusp of half-time. And an opportunity. Levi Geister to set it up towards the top of the square, but well read in defence there. Evan Keir. He's got an option in Keedy. He does take the mark. Promising build-up. Here's Muskie. He's had some moments, good and bad. Was able to scoop it up and continue to the surge forward. Mellington now finding Caleb Russell. Gave off the quick handball. He's putting his teammates under pressure. Check side from 40 metres out on the cusp of half-time. How's that for a finish? Kobe Freer slots his second. He's been kicking goals for fun in 2025 throughout his whole junior career, and we're seeing that in the V-Line Cup. They nearly made a meal of it, did the Bushies at times. Muskie nearly dropped the mark, I thought, when they initially gave off that handball that They were going to be under too much pressure, and then I realised it was Kobe Freer, so seems as though if he's inside forward 50 with an inch of space, just give it to him. He'll finish off the job. The degree of difficulty to check side from about 40 out cannot be understated in tough and trying windy conditions. And that was literally on the siren, that goal. Wow. So 5-5-35 plays 4-4-28. We're in store for an absolute cracker here for this Division 2 V-Line Cup matchup. It's the Bendigo Pioneers leading by 7 points. Austin Kruger here will have a short break, but don't go anywhere because this game is going to go right down to the wire. The lads well and truly keen to get this second half started. Already into position. Well, the umpires are having a well-deserved rest. Yeah, keen to get this game going, as they should. It's been a fantastic display of football between these two sides. 4-4, 28 plays, 5-5, 35. It's a good fight back in that second quarter from Goulburn. We'll go through our goal scorers. For the Goulburn Bushrangers, 2 to Kobe Freer and 2 to Levi West. For the Bendigo Pioneers, 2 to Lucas Sinclair. Singles to Xavier Carmichael, Ali Gill and Charlie Dickens. Austin Kruger here for the 2025 V-Line Cup. This is a Division 2 matchup. Can't imagine how good the Division 1 quality is going to be if this is what the boys have got in store for us here in Division 2. Of course, that next game is going to start at 6 p.m. here at Marty Bush Reserve, just outside the city of Ballarat. Judy O'Connell, soccering ball, goes for another one. Everyone's decided to play soccer here in the second half. With the young Aston Bruton has done very well there in the tackling contest. Thrown up inside forward 50. As the big boys showing some class. Pearson. And bursting through the middle. We've seen this on several occasions. Big collision. Luckily no one looked like they had any too serious damage. Was able to get the handball away. As Hawes just going to try and burst his way through the pack. Yet again, he's done it a few times throughout. Says the kick. It's bouncing, and it's rushed over the line from McGee. As Keating couldn't quite get enough connection on the kick. So a minor score to open up the second half. McGee will pull the kick in here at the last second at full stretch, taking the mark. Caleb Russell. Turning 15 next year. He's kicked 30 goals between under 14 and under 17 level for Nathalia. At local level. As this one's going to be wrapped up. So no decisive winner there in the ruck contest. It's been a good tackle from Tyson Muskie. We'll do it all again. Well done there from Charlie Dickens. Palmed it right down. Trying to paddle it forward through foot. Couldn't quite. Could Harry Keating. And it'll be thrown back into play right in front of us here. Left of your dial. Is the scoring end throughout the day. We saw the girls kick things off at 2 o'clock. It was Bendigo winning by 52 points. Looks like we might have a closer one here. That's a fantastic pickup. The captain. Here in Ackers. So just been played between the two arcs to start this second half. Bendigo did have a couple of entries to start the quarter. There's been a hold. And it is going to be a Bendigo free kick, so he thought about playing on to Geister, but he wasn't quite aware on which way the free kick was going. So smartly didn't want to give away the 50-metre penalty. Nearly taking the mark there was Nate Preddy. He's going to go for the big fly out the back. Front positioning for the Pioneers. Wesley brought it to ground. Another disposal here for Noah Pearson. Throw. Unofficiating umpire. With a good eye. Free kick coming Back to Muskie, 182 centimetres, 22 goals in 12 games for the Shepparton Swans in 2025. But he'll kick it back to the opposing ruck in Pearson. Got a couple of players out now if they can get the mark, in which they can. Harvey Keating, he's been prolific to start this third term. Beautiful ball. Bendigo boys building nicely, uncontested, inside forward 50. Darcy Pritchard just turning around straight away, seeing if there was any better options on. But he might just size him up and go for the major himself. Darcy Pritchard, 192 centimetres, only 15 years of age. Comes in with a set shot in very tough conditions, makes it look easy. He loves it too. Fantastic set shot, sensational strike there from Pritchard. So there we go, 42 plays 28. And Pritchard with a big celebration right in front of the Bushranger boys beneath us. The Division 1 lads just warming up. Turned around, going to double Cobbras. He's pumped up. Pritchard joins Dickens, Gill, and Carmichael as single goal scorers for Bendigo. Lucas Sinclair's got the 2. The Goulburn Murray Bushrangers, Kobe Freer and Levi Brown, both with 2 apiece. Fantastic game of football here for this 2025 Beeline Cup. Over 600 athletes will feature over the next 3 days, with all the country sides of the Talent League getting represented. There's good attack off half-back from Geary. There's a famous Geary that's played some good footy off half-back for St Kilda, and Jarrett, of course. Pearson with another disposal. Another kick inside forward 50. Goulburn under pressure here to start this second half. They've got the scoring end. They've got a player out the back. If the ball can sit for them, it will. He's got an option through hand, but he just spent it before he's had it. And then well done in defence from Evan Keir. Was able to feed it out towards McGee. Centering ball. And it's going to work out too. A little fortuitous, but it doesn't matter how it gets there. Keating with his set-up kick, finding Jasper Morecambe. Had some lively moments as Morecambe. He set up a couple in that second term very unselfishly, so would thoroughly deserve a major to his name. Pretty much straight in front to continue this dominant second half start for the Bendigo Pioneers. Finishes off the job. Nice finish, well deserved. And from Jasper Morecambe, as I said, was serving him up on the silver platter in the second. Now he's doing it himself in the third. Just like that, it's back out to 20 points. That was the lead that the Pioneers had at the end of the first quarter. Goulburn brought it back in the second. But they will have the scoring end coming into the last quarter as big crowd really starting to build here at Marty Bush Reserve. Fantastic atmosphere is building. And the Pioneers absolutely dominating here in the third, but too much on the kick. Kato McGee, take it out. He has been more inspiring in defence, but the wind is taking that kick a little bit too far. Frost couldn't get to it. And yet again, that little pocket here at Marty Bush Reserve. Hasn't been too favourable for a lot of kicks throughout our first 2 games. So it'll be tossed back into play. Outside the painted 50 here for the boys in blue. The Bendigo Pioneers springs back onto the ground in that blue helmet. He's been lively. He'll be lurking around. He's not going to get it. That's a barrel and a half inside. How's it going to bounce? It's been doing some strange things throughout the contest. Just eluded O'Donnell. Here is that man in spring. Couldn't quite. The chase down from Harvey Keating. Wasn't to be rewarded. Dickens in the ruck. Have a look at the height disadvantage there for Goulburn. It was the man who's kicked 2 goals in Levi Brown. He's actually initiated the clearance towards Hall, and they could be out here, the Bushies. I don't have a hell of a lot forward of the ball due to Been living in Bendigo's forward 50 for some time to start this third, but they'll chip it around, control possessions. They've got a couple options corridor, but they'll put themselves under pressure through hand. And they do get the kick away towards half forward, putting his body on the line was O'Connell. And the Pioneers yet again just coming up with the football. Will it stay in? He got a slight touch on it to Geester, but not quite meant to be. Throw it in slightly forward to centre wing for the Bendigo Pioneers, leading this one 7-6-48 to Goulburn Murray Bush Rangers 4-4-28. Clearance to be won, and it will be one out for the Pioneers yet again. It's the captain in Keating. He's having some kind of third quarter, just putting the team on his back. But yet again, McGee in defence, just too good, too strong. He's been impenetrable throughout the contest. But they'll get another inside forward 50 stoppage. All the action at Mars Stadium tomorrow. Make sure to tune in. Should be a fantastic day of football. The weather's been okay for this boys matchup. It was pretty grim for the girls. McGee, yet again, another rebound 50, 2-on-1 in favour of Bendigo, and they'll win it out. They just cannot get their hands on the footy at the moment, or at least in their forward half of the ground. Can Goulburn Murray. He's going to go for the big bomb in the direction here of Gill. Or lost his footing, just had to release the handball because he knew he was going to get pinned if he didn't, and two crash into each other. Nearly put a bit of mayo on it, but decided to let go of that one. Gill doing well in traffic. Well done, Gibson in defence. High tackle. Gibson's going to switch it over. They've got another player down the line open. If they can get that kick to him, and which they can, it was Keedy. And the kick eventually taken here from Kirchen. And going back in boards, Noah Pearson been fantastic in basically every area of the ground, and a little bit too easy on Paddy O'Brien. Taking the mark, still a few kicks from home, but that'll get him closer. Geary has tried to lower the eyes. There was a few options and maybe just got caught between a few of them. There's a gang tackle here from Goulburn. Involved yet again Levi Brown. It's been living down here. They've got a couple of goals in this third. Probably deserve another one for all of their efforts. And this might be the moment, but it's just gone to the outer side. It would have been a third goal for Sinclair. He now kicked 3 goals, 2. Nice piercing kick. One Pekin. And he's gone for the uncontested spoil as big Paddy O'Brien. True defender. No need to mark the ball. We can just go bang. Under siege at the moment. The weather in the storm relatively well, though, Goulburn. They've conceded a couple, but they haven't let it get out of hand too much. That being said, it feels like the Pioneers could be moments away from breaking it open. Pearson yet again with the clearance. Couldn't get it on the second attempt, but he gets it on ground level. Turn around Gill for his second. Beautiful snap. And there we go. Just as I was saying, it felt imminent that the Pioneers would get another. Gill couldn't get the mark, but he got the ground ball and a beautiful snap. We've seen some lovely finishes throughout the afternoon. And that's right up there. He's had a good year as Ali Gill out of Eaglehawk, representing Bendigo at under 15 level. He's kicked 19 goals from his 14 games, including 11 times being named in the best at under 16 level. He joins Lucas Sinclair as the multiple goal scorers for the Bendigo Pioneers, who are creating a nice buffer heading in towards the latter stage of this third term. That's going to be a 6-6 warning. That's one thing the boys will be certainly learning about throughout the VLON Cup, and that's what the VLON Cup is great for, is the development, and players get to showcase their skills, but it's also just that next level up from the local level. And they will learn a thing or two about rotations and 666 warnings that we've seen throughout the day that they will be facing in years to come within the Talent League and potentially in leagues further up than that. Of course, Paddy O'Brien, he's been busy here in the third spring. Couldn't get the mark, but he brought it to ground. Three Pioneers just climb on top of each other. Sinclair was lurking. Umpire thrown back up. Out of side, just inside the centre square. Dying stages, third term. Yet to score. Oh, Goulburn here. Well done. Yet again. Putting the team on his back, Levi Brown. Kick coming down the line from Keaty. Can they get something going? Got so many players across the lines that can intercept the ball. Sinclair had up some good ground to get to the contest, but dropped the chesty in the end. Likes him a bit harder, does Sinclair. And he's pulled off some acrobatic moves throughout the contest. Can Keating get his hands on it? Certainly can. The skipper putting him forward. McGee's going to sit under this for a while. It's actually just sailed over the top of his head. Very tough one to read in these windy conditions. Accidentally just socketed that one in the Paddy O'Brien direction, who's racking him up here in the third. He's big Paddy. Now with Pritchard, McGee defending as he's done so. 1-2. Wasn't the 1-2 in the end. It was Demish who got the handball receive. Another interception for the Pioneers. Here is that man, Lucas Sinclair, being arguably best upon field. Interesting looking kick, but it might just work out to the top of the square. Can they get the little soccer, get the snap? They've got another one, the Pioneers. They're dominating here in this third quarter. Nate Preddy. Some good work joining in on this third quarter party. The 61 plays 28. A few dark clouds just creeping in here at Marty Bush Reserve. Division 1 match up next. The boys below us absolutely eager to get on the ground. They're just itching to get this game going and get a bit of a warm-up. Pioneers turn the game on its head. I mean, they've been the better side throughout, but Goulburn really brought it back in the second. But they've got an opportunity here to peg it back, and they will have the scoring end coming into the last term, so they're certainly not out of it. Gertchen, as his kick deflected, it was just those little skill errors letting them down. Oh, how's that from Muskie? He had a look at the umpire to see where the free kick was going. He did take the advantage. Not the favourable bounce, though. Maybe a little push. Can he keep it in? Or not quite. Good result. Nonetheless, territory and an inside forward 50, which they haven't been able to register for some time. It was nearly Archer Kirchen that probably had a bit more time, and we do have a player down off the ball. We'll keep our eyes open in just a sec. We'll have to keep our eyes on the contest as after a little pirouette out of the pack in some trouble, although they couldn't quite finish off the job. The two teams just handling it to each other at the moment. Goes for the fresh area. The player on the ground, I believe it's Muskie, as the play nearly just went right back in towards him. So they've had to stop play here. Hopefully all the best. Never want to see a player go down. I'm not 100% sure if it was Muskie. I believe so. We'll wait for the confirmation. Yeah. So he looks a bit groggy. He'll be in the safe hands of the medics and the trainers as he'll come onto the sideline. Unfortunate there for the Goulburn Murray. It was Muskie. I believe the boys below us just called him Mosquito. So coming on will be Nate Mellington under the Shepparton Swans. Unfortunate, not just for Goulburn, for the individual himself. If he gets rubbed out for the remainder of the Velon Cups, hopefully all the best. Harvey Keating out of South Bendigo yet again, ripping it out of the pack, trying to weave through is Levi Geester. Called for a stoppage. It was a good tackle from Goulburn Murray, who've Finishing this third quarter with a little bit of pride. Can they finish it off with a goal? Kobe Freer's got 2 of them, but he left the football behind, and we know just how quickly the Bendigo Pioneers can go down the other end and get a goal. Jasper Morecambe's going to try run onto it, doing the defending though, Caleb Russell, and he's done so nicely. Frost. He's got a little bit of open space if the ball can sit for him. It wasn't too generous, but he weaved him around and broke the ankles there of Ali Gill. Much to the pleasure of the boys beneath us. They absolutely love that. Kirchen. And trying to concede a little bit of ground with the handball. He's going to get his hands back on it somehow, some way. Inside they go. Front positioning just too good. It again is the Bendigo defence. Nearly made a meal of it. They're going to go back inboards. It's a dangerous kick. Couldn't quite get the mark. Goulburn really pressing here. Holding the ball. So defensively, they've been just as good as they have on the counter-attack. Speaking of, here's Lucas Sinclair. Kicked 2 goals, 3. He's set up just about everything else. Oliver Spring, he'd have a thoroughly deserved goal, but that's certainly not what he intended to do, or maybe he just wanted to add to the highlight reel. He was tackled right on the siren. So Goulburn Murray with a good finish to the quarter, but it was a dominant performance from Bendigo. 4-4-28 plays, 9-7-61. We'll have a short break before we bring you right up to the full-time siren. Just waiting for the Division 1 Bendigo boys to get off the field here at Marty Bush Reserve so we can get this last quarter underway. What a third term it was for the Bendigo Pioneers. They only led by 7 points at half-time. They kept Goulburn Murray completely scoreless in the third quarter, the Premiership quarter as it's known by, and they come into this last quarter with a 33-point advantage. They don't have the scoring end, but early stages doesn't look like it matters. It's going to be the captain trying to set them up through Keating. Well done in defence from Goulburn. Been under siege for large portions of this match. Now with Kobe Freer. He's kicked 2 goals. Frost. Who's next down the line? It's going to be Charlie Pekin and Kiabram. Inside forward 50, but just not with a lot of thought. Wasn't really to the advantage of any forwards, but they weren't really leading up at the footy anyway. So Remy O'Donnell, he's going to go back into the middle. Why not? There's a bit of open space starting to arise here for Oscar Greenwood. He's just had a bit of a fumble, though. Coming in, applying the pressure, Darby Hoare. He's been an energiser bunny for this Goulburn Murray Bushrangers squad. May not have had as many disposals as anyone else, but he's just a little fire starter. It puts his head over the footy and does a good job there. The number 13 for the Goulburn Murray Bushrangers clearance here for Jamison Wesley out of Sandhurst. Towards high half forward. Bendigo's doing the pressing early stages, fourth quarter, flat 20 minutes here for the 2025 Airline Cup. Unfortunately, we did see an injury to Tyson Muskie in that third quarter. Came off the ground looking pretty groggy after a big collision. So hopefully all the best from him. How's that for a big thumping punch? A lot of blue Guernseys around the footy, though. Handballed it to no one in particular. Levi Brown, who's had a stellar afternoon, but good pressure applied in the kick, allowing Nate Pretty to take the mark. Paddy O'Brien, that is. And he dropped it initially. Fed it off to a teammate in support in Oscar Greenwood. Touch play on is a call. No one could take the mark. Was taken without it free. Or did he put a bit of Mayo on it? I'm not 100% sure. Either way, it's right on centre wing broadcast side here at Marty Bush Reserve. It's the last quarter. 33 points Goulburn Murray would have to come back by him. Haven't scored a goal since the second term. Kept scoreless in the third. After they really brought themselves back into the game. As I've mentioned, here he is, that man Hoare. Out of Euroa. And he's won it out for his sides. But yet again, it's the tall timber across every single line for the Bendigo Pioneers. There's Pearson. Now Greenwood. Hard to believe. These lads are at under 15 level. As Lucas Sinclair, 2 goals, 3. And that is just a beautifully weighted kick to the advantage of his forward. And they can line up and nearly put this game to bed now, can Charlie Dickens. He's already kicked 1. Tight angle. It's about a 35-metre kick. More than a 45-degree angle. Here for Dickens, searching for his second goal and could nearly put the game to bed, but he misses to the near side. It's been tough to score accurately when going to the right of your dial. What can the Bushies build off the back line? Goes for the corridor kick to Toby Keedy. And his next kick down the line. Couldn't find the target. Handball received now to Darcy Pritchard. He's another one of the tall timbers. Let's kick the goal for the Pioneers. Just floated over the top. It's not going to matter because he'll dribble through the goal. Will Charlie Dickens. He had a shot only seconds ago, but he gets the dribble up right in front of the goal square. And yet again, just too tall, too strong of the Bendigo Pioneers as this game continues. As they now lead by 40 points. 2 to Dickens. 2 to Ali Gill, 2 to Lucas Sinclair, singles to Nate Pretty, Jasper Morecambe, Xavier Carmichael, and Darcy Pritchard. For Goulburn, 2 to Kobe Freer and Levi Brown. Both those lads scored those goals in pretty quick succession as well. As the players just adjusting to the rotations. A lot of these boys, probably at local level, don't spend a lot of time on the interchange. Getting them ready for the next level. The Coates Talent League, of course, season only wrapped up a couple of days ago. The Eastern Rangers doing the clean sweep between the boys and the girls competition this year in the Coates League. It was great to see Dandenong Stingrays make it to the grand final in the girls comp, finally defeating the Oakley Chargers in the preliminary final. And, of course, the South East Stingrays will be represented here at the V-Line Cup. But today it's Goulburn Murray and Bendigo here at Muddy Bush Reserve. Dangerous kick across the face of goal, but you've got to take some risks. Nilly was able to make an impact on the contest with Xavier Carmichael, who got this game going with a goal. Oh, and the Specky over the top. Cooper McDowell. Take a bow. Not much applause in the crowd. They were lively in the first half, but they seemed to yell out for the negative stuff, and I reckon that deserved a bigger cheer. Cooper McDowell took a nice hanger. Bouncing ball towards half forward, just eluding Oliver Spring. Trying to chase it down now, Caleb Russell from a Goulburn perspective. Hasn't been the prettiest of entries. There's Spring with an interesting looking disposal. That kick coming out is just tracking it towards the boundary line. Probably happy to take the stoppage as the Divi 1 boys will be heading out to the outer oval here at Muddy Bush Reserve to warm up for our next encounter starting at 6 o'clock. The floodlights will be coming on soon. Been quite the turnaround since half time. 7-27 in favour of Bendigo at the end of the first. 28-35. Goulburn Murray brought it back at half time. Here he is, Levi Brown. He's been the shining light. And they'll get some territory going their way. There's still 40 points in probably just over half a quarters. Not sure stranger things have happened. But momentum is a funny thing in football. You never know. You get a couple of quick ones. They'll have to get a move on pretty quickly, though. All the Goulburn Murray Bushrangers. 40 points in the rears. Oliver Spring. Fantastic handball. Looked as though that was going to get intercepted, but he's just picked that off beautifully as the ball just being thrown off it there without it. Showing a bit of candy, showing the football. And that's going to be holding the ball. Showed a little bit too much. And Springer, as they're calling him out on the field, has just turned his back to goals. You know, he'll turn back around to at least pretend as if he's having a look. Oliver Spring got some X factor about him, this kid. 14 years old out of Echuca. Turns 15 later in the year. Kicked 2 goals in a prelim that they lost with the Echuca Bombers. Comes in for his first. It'll probably fall just short as it's done so throughout. 2 bites of the cherry. Going to line up. 10 metres out, straight in front. Can Jasper Morecambe. And what's happened here? There's a player gone down. Apologies, the umpire was just in front of it, so I didn't see the player down. Hopefully all the best. We don't want any more injuries. It was Caden McGee. He's can't put a lot of pressure on his left foot by the looks of it. So very unfortunate for Goulburn Murray. They had Muskie go down, now McGee. But nonetheless, Jasper Morecambe lining up for his second. It was a great grab in the goal square. 2 bites of the cherry. He's got 2 goals for himself, and Bendigo continue to push away in this Division 2 V-Line Cup matchup. They haven't let Goulburn score in this second half. It's been quite the performance. Jasper Morecambe with his second. Represented Bendigo in the Goldfields Challenge, of course, when Bendigo takes on Ballarat, in which Ballarat won that one by 49 points, 92-43. Now to Sealank. Joins Dickens and Sinclair as multiple goal scorers. They've all got 2, along with Ali Gill as well. And it's going to be Dickens in the ruck. So 74 plays 28. I think at half time I said don't go anywhere. This one's going down to the wire. I went way too early on that. As McGee's just coming on to the interchange here for Goulburn. He's been superb in defence, in full back. He's played on much bigger bodies throughout, and he stood tall. Unfortunately, he's coming off with an injury. Hopefully, we will see him feature again in this V-Line Cup, the 2025 edition, second year in a row that it's going to be held in the great city of Ballarat. Of course, we are just outside Ballarat and Sebastopol. That's a moment here, Jet Smith, along with Archer Kirchhoff half forward for Goulburn. Murray might just work out. Very fortuitous out the back for Frost into the goal square. Can at least finish his game on a positive note. Salt Frost with the fortuitous little bounce. The Joe the Goose out the back gets his first. 25 games, 11 best, 7 goals at under 17 and senior level for Salt Frost throughout 2025 at local level. Only 15 years of age and playing some senior footy. That's quite the ask. Especially in country footy, it's a little bit tougher. Might be a bit biased though. So back in the middle, nice response, or nice moment at least for Goulburn. He's been taken high, Toby Keady, out of the Shepparton Swans. Towards half forward, just not to the advantage though. McDowell took that nice hanger from this exact spot, actually. Hugo Warren with the handball. There's Dickens just pumping that one down the line. Lucas Sinclair. Fantastic afternoon for him. As a nice rainbow just coming over the top here. Marty Bush reserve, just getting the handball away to Levi Pirtle. Under immediate pressure though, taking a ground's Keady. What's the call going to be? Throw it back up. The sun is starting to set. The floodlights will be on soon. There's a rainbow over the ranges here. At Marty Bush Reserve. Beautiful scenes for our V-Line Cup. Touched off the boot, play on. So just nothing going the way of the Bushies. Looked like they were able to get some reprieve in defence. Thrown up immediately. Little palm down. First at it. That's going to be a push in the back. Gibson. Another one out of the Shepparton Swans. They're churning out some talent. Kobe Freer on the outer side. Levi Brown as the rain starting to trickle down as Brown couldn't get the possession. Nice inboards ball to Jimmy Kelly. We're actually getting to double rainbow now here at Marty Bush Reserve. This is quite the scenes. Get on down. Old double rainbow. As the kick into the pockets, nearly the contested grab, Spring lurking. He'll continue to just hang around this pack. He's trying to rip it off the opponent on ground level. Nearly does so, but the umpire will throw it up just outside the goal square here for Bendigo. They've only conceded 1 goal in this second half after Goulburn brought it back to 7 points at half-time. It's been a clinical performance, a well-rounded team effort from all. And there's a few players that'll be getting the call up to the Coates League in years to come. Likes of Lucas Sinclair. He's been great. Xavier Carmichael's first half was very strong. That third quarter as well from Harvey Keating, the captain, was excellent. Oscar Greenwood's had his moments. Paddy O'Brien in the third was huge. Charlie Dickens, Stacey Pritchard. I mean, you could nearly name them all. It's been that kind of performance from the Pioneers, who, much like the girls, are going to take out a comprehensive victory in their first matchup of the V-Line Cup. 52 points the girls won by to start the day. In defence, under pressure, Hempel received a peek and he got it there from Gibson. The Pioneers had it locked down here for some time. Can they get some scoreboard nourishment towards the end of this game? He's got a few to beat. And Oliver springs up and kicks it out of bounds on the full. So no score. almost be harder to kick it out of bounds than the full from there, but still a fantastic performance from Oliver Spring. Half-back now for the Bushies, dying stages of this game. It's blown out a little bit towards the end, but has been a good clash. All the players getting to showcase their skills. He's taken a lot on in that tackling contest. Mellington was clean. Goulburn with the ball inside, and yet again, it's going to be intercepted. Noah Pearson, that was the one I didn't mention just before when I was going through the list of players that have been excellent today, although his kick not as good on this occasion. Oscar Greenwood. Surely got to be holding the ball, but the footy gods give it back to the man who's been the very best for the Goulburn Murray Bushrangers in Levi Brown, but he misses to the right. Would have been a nice finish to this contest, but not meant to be. Pearson. That ball nearly just floated over the top, but reeled it in. Will chip this one around. Don't need to do anything too drastic now. That's a fantastic bit of clean work off the grass here. There's Pritchard tracking. Turning it over though, so Goulburn Murray's certainly finishing this game in excellent fashion. Kobe Freer taking a bounce, 50 metres out from the boundary. He's going to go back inboards. Good vision. Archer Kirchin, that's a great kick. Full pace. Running in towards goal on the boundary, was able to lower the eyes, finding Archer Kirchin out of the Mulwala Football Club. 45-degree angle, about a 30-metre kick for 2 goals in this last quarter. He's presented well today, Kirchin. That's a lovely kick of the footy. Nice shot. Add a bit more respect onto the scoreboard here at Marty Bush Reserve. A lovely passage of play. It was getting pretty fire as well in the first half between these two sides. There was a bit of off-the-ball happenings and the crowd was finding their voice as well, but things have simmered down. .41 plays 74. Out of the middle. Here come the Bushies. Can he have a fly from out the back? Numbers, yet again, it's really just trickled. Well, it has trickled all the way through. There's Darby Hall that just yanked it out of the middle. Not wasting any time out of defence. McDowell, maybe he should have wasted a bit more time because he's kicked it directly to the opponent. And Toby Keady tried to pull it off into the middle. All the Bendigo boys were looking at each other saying, who wants it? In the end, it's going to land a horse. You just can't tackle that, man. Off one step from about 40 out will be marked in the goal square. And yet again from Cooper McDowell. He's had 3 or 4 marks just in this quarter alone, including nice little specky. It was touched off the boot. It was a bump ball. It was good pressure applied. Can he get on the end of one? Tight angle on the run. That's number 3 for Kobe Freer. Great finish. Not going to get the result they're after, but they'll certainly take a lot out of this last quarter. Kobe Freer, 3 goals. Mentioned before he kicked 12 against Echuca earlier in the year from Urapuna. Beautiful scenes here at Marty Bush Reserve. They've well and truly seen it all today, and will continue to do so for the next couple. As Goulburn Murray has added some respect onto the scoreboard, they'll take a lot out of it. That was a throw. Will the comeback. They'll continue to surge this forward. Providing the lead will be Kirchin. Just couldn't quite finish off the job. It is a bit dewy on the ground. We've had some rain throughout the day, so some slippery conditions. He's just been nutmegged inside forward 50. Surely not for number 4, Kobe Freer. Maybe he wants to just set it up to Levi Brown so he can get his third. Gives it back to Freer. Lost his footing. potentially holding the ball, potentially high. 50-50 play on is the call. Picks it back up. Check side for number 4 and misses to the near side. Showing a lot of promise, though. $25 points. And the full-time Siren Sounds clinical performance here from the Bendigo Pioneers, it was only 7 points in it at half-time, but they turned it on in the third, absolutely dominated. Goulburn came back towards the end there and added some respect onto the scoreboard. But nonetheless, a good game between these two sides, and good sportsmanship as well shown afterwards. There will be a best on ground for both sides, which is what we love about the V-Line Cup. We'll quickly go through the goal scorers. For Goulburn, it was 3 to Kobe Freer, 2 to Levi Brown, and a single to Sol Frost. And then for the Bendigo boys, 2 to Lucas Sinclair, Jasper Morecambe, Charlie Dickens, and Ali Gill. Singles to Darcy Pritchard, Xavier Carmichael, and Nate Pretty. Austin Kruger here for the 2025 V-Line Cup. Hope you're enjoying the broadcast. We've got one more game in store for you tonight, starting at 6 p.m. It's going to be these two teams yet again, but for the Division 1 matchup for the 2025 V-Line Cup.
Okay, thank you. So first of all, we'd like to thank the Christmas Day for a great day. It was fantastic. They were so well done. We'd like to thank the umpires, also the coaches and support team today. Thank you very much for your investment. And a round of applause for your parents and those that have come to support you today as well. Thank you for your investment today. So what we'll do next, we'll call for the coaches, and the coaches are going to select their best players for today to be presented by representing through V-Line. So get on this one, we'll start over here.
Congratulations, you guys, great game, it's a short count for us. Thanks to the rugby today, our best player today.
Thanks to Gold Murray, gave a great challenge, good first half, and then it opened up in very tricky conditions. Well on to our boys. As we said, that connection is going to be our key today.
Thanks to our umpires, B-line, another great day today, and then the week, and our best play today is Noah Pearson.
Okay, thank you, and safe travels, and best of luck for the rest of the carnival. AFL Victoria acknowledges the traditional owners of the land on which we meet, train and play, and pay our respects to elders past and present. We acknowledge we play a great game on this land and respect the cultures of First Peoples, their contribution to our nation and contribution to the game of Australian rules football. I'd like to thank and welcome both teams, the umpires and supporters and parents who have attended today. We'd like to thank the City of Ballarat, the B-line representatives here today for their support of the Carnival, and our host club, the Sebastopol Football Netball Club. I'm going to call for the captains of each team to toss the coin. Ready? Now, I'm going to ask the umpires to split in half. We'll shake hands with both teams and then we'll get into it. Thank you and good luck.